What bothers you to update yourself? Of course, in this rapidly changing world, continuously update yourself and take action rescue you from left behind. In this fast-changing times, it is critical to be flexible and adaptable. And always update ourselves lead us to live a life that we deserve. Welcome to Wealth at Wisdom. Successful people like to follow. Before start our updating journey, let's see a short story about a professor and a boatman. There was once a professor who wanted to go down a river, and he approached a local boatman who agreed to row him downstream for a small sum of money. As they wound their way down the river, the professor decides to show off his intelligence and high education, so he started to test the simple boatman. Taking up a stone he had picked up from the riverbank, the professor arrogantly asks the boatman, "Have you ever studied geology?" The boatman looks at him blankly and replies, "No," hardly even understanding what the word meant. Then, "I am afraid 25% of your life is gone." The professor loftily says. The boatman feels really bad about his ignorance, but continues to row on. As they move further downstream, the river currents begin to get stronger and stronger. Then, the professor picks up a leaf floating on the river and asks, "Boatman, have you ever studied botany?" Confused, the poor boatman again says, "No." The professor shakes his head and says, 50% of your life is gone." As they move further downstream, the currents get even stronger. The water is moving faster, and the boat begins to sway violently. Suddenly, the professor sees a mountain range, points to it, and asks, "Do you know anything about geography?" Feeling very inferior and humiliated, the boatman again says, "No." The professor snaps back, "I thought so." Then 75% of your life is gone. At this point, the river has become a raging torrent. The water is moving so swiftly that the boatman loses control of the small boat. Suddenly, the fragile craft smashes against a huge boulder, springs a leak, and begins to sink. This time, the boatman turns to the professor and asks, "Professor, do you know how to swim?" The professor fearfully replies, "No." Then, "I am afraid 100% of your life is gone," says the boatman as he leaps off the boat. We are living in times of rapid and evolutionary changes. Just like the river, as we move further, the currents of life get stronger and stronger. The modern science and technology supported by artificial intelligence going to get faster and more unpredictable. What took a decade to change now takes merely months. Think about this. It took 50 years for cassette tapes to replace records. It then took less than 10 years for compact discs to replace cassette tapes. Soon after, it took less than 5 years for mini discs to appear on the scene. Today, the rise of artificial intelligence make everything else totally obsolete. Mega million-dollar businesses can become bankrupt because of obsolescence overnight. For instance, Kodak, the well-known supplier of photographic films, papers, and chemicals, was successful in 1970s, 80s, and 90s. The company had over 2/3 of the global market share. But inability to adapt to changing market condition make the company to fail. The company was focusing on protecting its existing business, rather than embracing new technologies and opportunities. At the same time, small companies can become worldwide market leaders in just a few years. YouTube, Google, Netflix, Amazon, Apple, Samsung, and Microsoft are a few of them. Similarly, a professional with years of experience and a high market value can become economically unviable within a short period of time. Why? The new economy is so dynamic that 80% of what you learn in school will become obsolete by the time you graduate. 30% of the jobs, companies, products, and services that are commonplace now never existed a decade ago. Who ever heard of a chief information officer, a website designer, internet service providers, or net nannies in the 1990s? Similarly, 50% of the jobs that exist today will no longer exist in their present form 10 years from now. In fact, the average person will probably go through 4 career changes, not job changes, in their entire lifetime. Why? Simply because the jobs they have and the companies they work for will not exist for very long. As Mahatma Gandhi said, "The world must change, and leaders are the ones who change it." The rapid and faster changes seem scary, but it can also be awesome time with unrealized opportunities for those who lead the change. Think about it. Change always comes with incredible opportunity. There are now 100 times more millionaires and many more billionaires as compared to decades before. And unlike the past, when most of them were in their 50s, today's billionaires are in their 30s. Think of Amazon, eBay, Oracle, or SpaceX. Just like them, with an innovative idea, you could become the owner of a billion-dollar company in less than 10 years. So, will you be like the professor who thinks he knows everything but drowns in the river of the real world? Or will you crest the artificial intelligence waves to swim in the dynamic and ever-changing river of life? It is obvious that academic success are no guarantees of success in the new economy. In fact, they could mean very little. Some of the movers and shakers of the new economy are school dropouts who employ professors to run their businesses. Bill Gates, Microsoft, Larry Ellison, Oracle, and Richard Branson, Virgin Group, never finished school. While education and academic qualifications are important, they are not enough if you want to make your dream come true in these fast-changing times. Those who are the most successful in the new economy are not necessarily the ones with the highest IQ or the most letters behind their name. It is those who exhibit certain patterns of excellence. The patterns of excellence needed is the ability to take charge of your mental resources and unleash your personal power. It is a set of beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors exhibited by individuals who consistently produce exceptional results. It is the ability to take charge of your life, be in control of your emotional state, and bring out the best of your personal potential. It is about having the flexibility to constantly grow by learning, unlearning, and relearning. It is the ability to model and replicate excellence within a very short period of time. It is being able to constantly respond in an empowering way to the events swirling around you. Those who lack swimming skills will continue to be controlled by their external environment and be ruled by the fear of change and unpredictability. They will end up frustrated and powerless victims of this massive wave of globalization, restructuring, and change. Those who always update themselves can swim and ride this wave and experience wealth, success, and fulfillment beyond their wildest imagination. In this channel, you will learn how to equip yourself with the mindset, skills, and behavioral patterns of excellence, so you can master your mind and crest the artificial intelligence waves to design your destiny whatever the external circumstances. Before the end, remember and support our charity work by pressing the like, subscribe, and the notification buttons. Also share the content on your social networks to make more people aware of the concepts.